did what I was supposed to. That's not fair. We gotta make it, but it's cozy in the rut. Too busy coping to see what we've all become. A hundred minute stop, it got you on the run. Don't look back, his face is just the muzzle of a gun. Don't look behind you or it'll find you. Yeah, but you better run. Do I need to remind you this is way too better than anyone? I don't recognize you, I used to like you before all that we done. Do I need to remind you this is way too better than anyone? For the lights off and they all through a fence.
What's going on, ladies and gents, and welcome to episode 2 of Crimson Championship Wrestling in TEW IX, Tiny to Titanic. I'm BT Savage, and we got Max It Matt, and if you've seen that first episode, and we hope you enjoyed it, because we certainly did, and it was a blast, and it was amazing, it was great, and this episode is going to be much of the same. It's going to be great stuff. We're going to start first episode of the sort of, I say weekly, but it's not really weekly, but it's the televised sort of CCW, you know, if you catch my drift. Okay, I'm going to kick it over to Matt before I start rambling.
No, you're good. We are going to see the debut, well, the in-ring debut of the Cleaner, of Coda, the Golden Lovers. I cannot wait. This tournament is going to be huge. We're going to continue on the tournament. We're going to see some new faces. We are going to see our champion, our World Heavyweight Champion, is going to open the show. So, BT, I think we should just get straight into it. We've already had the intro video. We've been doing this part of the intro. I think it's time to get to the action. What do you reckon?
Let's get into the action, man. And here we are, CCW Ignition, the first Ignition here in the Eagle Theater in Pontiac, Michigan, in front of a sold-out Eagle Theater. Oh, there we go. Could have, didn't have to say that twice. Who gives a shit? Because we kick off the show with Christopher Daniels, our new and first ever CCW World Heavyweight Champion. He walks out in a sharp jacket, championship round his waist. He enters the ring, looks around with a grin, soaking it all in. He's soaking in the crowd's respect. He grabs a mic and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crimson Championship Wrestling. You are all here tonight for history, because you are looking at the first ever CCW World Heavyweight Champion." The fans, they cheer loudly. They're stoked. Daniels then says, "I've wrestled in Tokyo. I've wrestled in Tijuana. I've been an X Division pioneer, a Ring of Honor legend, and I've bled for the sport from bingo halls to arenas. But this right here, this isn't about my past. This is about the future. This is about legacy. This is about CCW being the last stop for real wrestling. Not sports entertainment, but combat, honor, and glory. I didn't come here to pad my resume. I came here because I believe in what CCW is about to become. And if I'm carrying this title, that means I'm carrying the weight of every man in that locker room who dreams of being the best. I welcome it. I'm ready to fight, bleed, and defend this championship with everything I've got." The crowd chants, "Daniels, Daniels." They're on their feet, man. They're excited. They're excited to see
100%.
this
That's
man.
our World Heavyweight Champion right there. That's our guy.
But then suddenly, the bold man himself, the bold boss himself, Don Callis, walks out in a suit. He's smirking, mic in hand, and he says, "Bravo, Daniels. Touching, inspiring. You even got me misty-eyed there for a second." And then he pauses as the crowd, they boo. They boo the shit out of him. He then says, you are absolutely right. You're holding onto something special. The crown jewel of CCW, but let's make one thing crystal clear. That belt isn't a reward. It's a bullseye. And now you've got a very big target on your back. See, I didn't build CCW to showcase fairy tale endings. I built it to resurrect professional wrestling. And that resurrection's gonna get violent fast. You think you're the top dog? Cute. But I've got some mean motherfuckers waiting in the shadows. Guys who don't care about your legacy. Guys who don't shake hands. Guys who want to rip your spine out and mount that championship on their wall like a trophy from a big game hunt. Callis steps to the apron smugly and says, "So congratulations, champ. Enjoy the spotlight tonight, because soon enough, the lights will go out." And Daniel steps forward, lifting the title in the air. His eyes are locked on Don Callis. And Christopher Daniels says, "Don, tell your monsters I'm not hard to find. I'm right here, anytime, any place. The fallen angel doesn't fear the dark. I was born in it." As a crowd, they explode. And Don Callis, he smacks and slowly walks back up the ramp, mouthing, "We'll see." And then we see the camera cuts to a shot of the championship glistening under the lights as Christopher Daniels stands toward the end of that promo, and that was beautiful. Beautiful stuff there.
Great opening.
Daniels and Don Callis there. 61 rated promo. Good stuff. Holy.
You know, it's funny. Don Callis can't just celebrate us having a world heavyweight champion for 2 minutes. He has to bring him down to ground. He can't, can't let him celebrate.
No, of course not. Of course not.
All right, we're about to get into our first match of the night. It is going to be a tag team tournament match. It is London and Kendrick versus Paul Burchill and Timothy Thatcher. 61 there, by the way, BT, for the opening segment. That's pretty good in front of 200 fans. We go into a 62 rated match. That is not bad at all. We see London and Kendrick defeat Timothy Thatcher and Paul Burchill when Brian Kendrick pinned Timothy Thatcher with a sliced bread. The way I want to see this, he pins Timothy Thatcher, so Brian Kendrick's doing the sliced bread, but at the same time, a drop kick from London. So sort of a tag team move there. I think that would be really cool. I don't know how it would work really, but they made it work. 62 for Paul London, 60 for Brian Kendrick, a 45 for Paul Burchill, and a 56 for Thatcher. The weak link, I suppose, is Paul Burchill, but that's fine. Very good gimmick for Brian Kendrick. We'll go through this quickly. Very good gimmick. Lone Wolf, Paul Burchill getting a very good gimmick as well. Paul London with a great gimmick for his cool gimmick, and the Human Torture Device is a poor gimmick, unfortunately, for Timothy Thatcher. But a 62 overall, and it is now going to be London and Kendrick. Moving on. So, BT, you know what that means?
What does it mean?
London and Kendrick taking on the Young Bucks.
Wow.
In the semifinals.
Wow. That's huge. That is big time stuff.
That is huge. Anyway, we are going to I believe we're going to go backstage or to the Tron with the pre-tape.
As we cut to the big screen here, we see a Keith Lee video. As Keith Lee says, "Greetings to all the fans of Crimson Championship Wrestling. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Keith Lee. And yes, I'm limitless. Now, when you look at me, you might see size. You might see power. What you should see is possibility. Because this 320-pound frame doesn't just collide, it soars. It doesn't just overpower, it outsmarts. I'm not your typical heavyweight. I am a phenomenon built for every corner of that ring. But make no mistake, I didn't come to CCW just to entertain. I came to cement my name among the future greats. This company is building something special. New crown, new gold, new opportunity, and I refuse to be just another piece of the puzzle. I intend to be the one that changes the whole picture. You can line them up. Giants, grapplers, high flyers, champions, it doesn't matter. Because when the bell rings and I stand across that ring, they'll all come to the realization, they'll all come to realize the same truth. This is my time. This is my house. And when I hit you with the spirit, the strength, and the style only I possess, you will bask in my glory."
Bask in his glory.
Damn, Keith Lee.
Keith
A
Lee
beautiful man.
with a 45. Not the greatest promo in the world, but you know what? We're building. This is Tiny to Titanic, baby. We're building. Charismatic badass, by the way. So good gimmick. Poor gimmick, but I think that suits him, I should say. All right, we are now going to get into some matches. We are now getting into Ruby Soho taking on Jessie McKay in one-on-one singles action. And in a 39 rated match, we we thought this wouldn't do amazing, right? Let's be real with ourselves, but that's okay. Ruby Soho defeats Jessie McKay in about 11 minutes with the Heidi Ho. 39 for Jessie McKay, a 30 for Ruby Soho. Poor gimmick and adequate gimmick. So Seductress adequate for Jessie McKay, and a Punk gimmick was poor for Ruby Soho. Penalized for stamina and inconsistency, but these guys are going to get better. You know what I mean? That's the joy of it. They're going to get better. But I think the camera's going to go backstage again because someone else has got something to say. BT, what do you reckon?
Yeah. As we are backstage with Sami Callihan. Cameras cut to a flickering, static-filled backstage feed. A single swinging light bulb illuminates the cracked concrete walls. Sami Callihan steps into frame, hood up, eyes wild, breathing erratic. He smirks, then smashes a steel chair into the wall behind him with a sickening clang before speaking in a low, venomous growl. Sami Callihan says, "You hear that? That sound, that ringing. That's not just in your ears. That's a warning shot. Because the virus, the sickness, the plague that is Sami Callihan is back in full infection mode." He says into the camera, breathing heavier. He says, "See? Ashes to ashes. It ain't just a name. It's a prophecy. Because when you step to me, when you answer my open challenge, you better be ready to watch your whole world burn. You better be ready to choke on the smoke, to taste your own blood, to feel your bones scream with regret." He punches himself in the head, laughs, then leans in closer. "You see, CCW wants a monster? I am the monster. I'm I'm the one they whisper about in locker rooms. The one they pretend doesn't exist because the truth is too ugly for their fragile little egos to handle. I don't play games, I end them. You step in the ring with me, you don't just lose, you get erased." He crouches down, holding the camera. He's getting a little bit more unhinged now. "So here's your invitation. No name, no restrictions, no mercy. Anyone, anytime, ashes to ashes." He tilts his head, smiling. "But understand this. You're not walking into a match, you're walking into a funeral. And when the ashes settle, all that will be left is the echo of your screams and the stench of your failure." Man,
Jeez,
bro,
man. Callahan's got something to say, bro.
he does.
40 rated promo wasn't very good, but, it's going to be okay, Callahan. It's going to be okay.
Everything's gonna be all right, man.
Everything's looking up in my house. Anyway, we're about to get into singles action as Adam Cole, baby, takes on Biff. And man, Adam Cole, I think if he wants to start his career the right way, I mean, he lost that big match, but if he wants to get back on track, I think he needs to win here. Let's see if he can do it.
100%.
And in a 15.5 minute match, Adam Cole defeats Biff Busick. Busick. They don't click. Damn it. I thought this could have been a great match, and it probably could have if they, didn't have the awkward chemistry. But Adam Cole does pick up the win with the last shot. 49 for Cole and a 46 for Biff. It's not really an accurate representation of those guys, obviously, because they didn't click. But we get a great gimmick for the intense Biff. And that he is, man. That he is. He's a tough competitor, and Adam Cole picking up a big win there.
Big win, yeah, for Adam Cole.
And it's
Good.
time for BT to read some more promo.
More promos here. As this time we got Courtney Rush here, cutting a promo, as she says, Serena, Serena Deeb, the professor, the technician, the scholar of pain. He walked these halls with pride, precision, control." She jerks her head, suddenly looking up at nothing, and then says, "But control is an illusion, darling. You're in my world now." She holds up a small broken doll and whispers to it. Then says, she says you're scared of chaos. You should be. Because at Ashes to Ashes, I'm not just coming for gold. I'm coming to tear down everything you think makes you safe. Your rules snap. Your strategies crack. Your spine, well, we'll see how flexible it really is. She giggles, then stops abruptly cold, serious. You see, Serena, the CCW Women's Championship isn't just a prize to me. It's a calling, a prophecy, a throne carved from the shadows. And I was made to sit upon it. She stands up slowly, eyes wide and unblinking, as she says, at Ashes to Ashes, the professor gets a lesson in madness. And when the smoke clears, I'll be standing in the ashes, with the crown of a queen and the smile of the maniac. Wow. Wow.
Man,
Wow.
everyone's getting real serious with it here tonight in CCW, and I love to see it, except for Keith Lee.
Except for carefully, of course.
Yeah, of course. But BT, it is time. The time everyone's been waiting for. This episode of Ignition. It is time for the debut of the Golden Lovers. Of course, it is that tag team tournament match. Are you ready? Golden Lovers War Machine. Oh man, I'm excited. Main event time. Are you ready,
Here
BT?
we are. I'm ready, man.
Let's get it. And in a 67 rated match. By the way, Hanson really off his game. Apparently, War Machine don't work together as a team very well. That's great. And Kenny was off his game. But in a 67 rated match, everything against him. Kenny Omega pins Hanson with a golden shower. In about 13 minutes, a 68 rated performance from an off his game Kenny Omega. A 76 rated performance from Kota Ibushi. 34 for Hanson, 30 for Rowe. Little rough for War Machine, but man, the Golden Lovers proving why they should be in that semi final. As for gimmicks, badass gimmick, yeah, it's fine. Fine gimmicks, absolutely fine gimmicks. But after the match, we see the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega mainly, grabbing the mic as he has his arm around Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, exactly. Post match here, Gone Lovers, they just had a brutal match, man. And they got a half foot win. They're advancing through to the tag tournament. And Kenny Omega, he grabs the mic. He says, War Machine, power, rage, chaos. He bought the fight. But tonight, he found out what happens when love meets war. As Kota smirks, nodding, Kenny keeps going. Fight up, he says. You dropped us, you crushed us, you tested our limits, but you didn't break us because what we have can't be taught in a gym. It's not muscle, it's not steel, it's a connection. You can't stop the Golden Lovers because this isn't just about wrestling. This is about legacy. This is about purpose. As Kota Ibushi sets forward, and Kota says, "We didn't come back just to wrestle. We came back to win everything." As Kenny Omega then says, "And now we move on. Next up, Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, Carla O'Reilly. You two call yourselves technicians, masters of strategy. Cool, calculated, dangerous. But guess what? We've seen the game, we've played the game, and now we're rewriting it." As Kota says, "Red Dragon, you're skilled, you're smart, but we are destiny." Kenny then leans into the camera, dead serious, as Kenny says, "Next up, the finals. And Red Dragon, you're just another dragon to slay." As Kota throws up the Golden Lover's hand sign, Kenny smirks, wipes his face with a towel, and the two walk off screen. As the camera fades out, the show ends, and we end the first episode of Ignition,
This
CCW Ignition.
This is cool, man. Of course, just so everyone knows, Ignition is not our big show. Of course, this is our TV. So some of these ratings are not going to be as good as what you see on the pay per views, and it's meant to be that way. We're trying to build characters. We're trying to build stories. But man, when you see Kenny and Coda on your screen, you know things are going to happen. Let's check out what this show got us overall. 59, man. That's still amazing. That is still
Not bad.
amazing. Obviously, the opening segment really helped, and then of course the Golden Lovers match. This was a good show, man. This was a really good show. I think the standout. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I think it should just go to the Golden Lovers. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they put on the great main event.
Yeah, I think we should give it to them. Let's speech. So Kenny Omega scene, please. Kota Ibushi scene, please. As for financial, that's not bad at all. That is not
No,
bad at all.
no, not at all. It's not bad.
We then go look at our popularity. We've gone up in the Great Lakes. That is important. We're at a 90. Sorry, a 90? A 19. Jeez, if we were at a
19.
90, it would pretty much be over this save. But, BT, you know what that means. That is...
Yeah, right there. End of the episode here, ladies and gents, and thanks for tuning in to episode 2. Look, Matt and I are enjoying this series, and if you notice, you know, even the big thing with the promos, man, we're going really in depth with the promos to, you know, we keep you guys invested in the characters, invested in the stories,
For sure.
to make you like kind of live in the world of CCW.
Yeah, 100%. It's becoming a world. It's becoming a thing. It's going to be an icon. It's not going to be, hey, let's throw some matches together. Look, sometimes like we're definitely going to put on some cool matches just to put those matches on, but a lot of it is a story, is running a show.
Exactly. If you like the video, hit like on the video. Comment down below your thoughts on the series thus far. Give us some names. Who do you think else will be on this roster? Obviously, we haven't revealed the roster, and obviously you've seen the names that have been on the shows thus far. Who else do you think is on this roster, and who would you like to see on the roster? Of course.
Sure. And out of the people you
and
know, what are some matches you want to see? You know.
Exactly. Give us some matches you want to see, and we'll definitely give it a consideration.
Yeah.
Share it around, because, you know, TW, we're going to give it all the love we can.
Sure.
And until next time, I'm BT Savage, this is Maxit Matt, and we'll see you in the next episode of Crimson Championship Wrestling.
Bye.